Hello everyone, got a tech tip for you today. It's on blogging. One of the great ways that we can be leaders and communicate with our community is through using a blog. This tool that I'm going to show you today is called Blogger. So it's www.blogger.com. It's how you get there. And to get into the dashboard that you're seeing here, basically you'll go up on the top right hand corner. It'll have a little box that says sign up. Once you click that, you'll link it with your email, and it's really simple to set up your account. When you get into the first screen, basically this is the dashboard that you'll see each time you log in. On the left hand side, you'll have the different blogs that you've got set up. I've got a couple of them that are in there. You've also got an option for a new blog. On the left hand side, you've got a bunch of settings. We'll go through those in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and create our first blog. So I'm going to go to the drop down menu for the new blog. And in here you've got to give it a title, so I'm just going to call it Testing Tommen. And in here we can give it a name, Testing Tommen 1. Below that you can check out some different themes. So these are basically what it's going to look like. Let's go with Awesome Ink, and then you'll create your blog. Takes a second to get the blog created, but once it does, you'll kind of go back to that dashboard menu. I usually close this down. So we're in the dashboard menu like you saw before. It's empty. There aren't any posts here yet. So we have our options now. We can create a new post. We have other options along the side here. So in the post menu, you'll be able to see all the posts that you've created, the ones that are published and unpublished. Your stats will show you kind of overall stats of who's looked at your blog and those kinds of things. Comments, if you've got any. I usually try and keep these to where they're moderated, and that's in the settings where you can change that up. But if you have it on moderated, then you can choose whether they're posted or not. Under earnings, this is really if you're gonna sell your or add ads to your stuff. I wouldn't recommend that. We're not really in the business of making money off of our blog. So you've also got other ways to grow. You can campaign, so pay to have your blog go out to further. Also wouldn't recommend that as either. You can create different pages so that if you've got different sections of your blog that you'd like to have, you can do that here. So if you've got one on tech and one on classroom management and one on your content area, you could have different pages for each of those. We've got the layout. So in the layout, these are little blocks that you can kind of move around and change to where they'll fit what you're looking for them, what you want it to look like. So this is the basic setup. Pretty standard, pretty easy to navigate and things. So unless you really want to change it around, this is pretty good as is. Your themes, you've got different options within each of those themes that we chose earlier. So if I like the Awesome Ink, but I didn't want the first one, I want this third one, I can apply this to the blog, and then my blog will look like that. You can also customize them or look at the classic themes that are down below. In your settings, there's a bunch of different settings. I'd recommend just taking a look through them. I'm not going to go through them right now because I want to do this quickly, but there are lots of different settings. For example, the posts and comments, you can make it to where they're moderated or not, and that's right here. That's an important one that I would check out. Just go through those real quick and take a look and see if there's anything that you need to change. I'm going to go back to posts now and kind of show you what it takes to post these. Really simple. This orange button at the top that says new post, we click on it. You're going to give your blog entry a title, so blogging, and then in here this is where you type your text, and you've got all your text tools. It's not a ton of text tools, but there's a few. You can also add in pictures and links and videos and things like that if you'd like to, but as we're writing these things, remember that this is public, so this is going to go out to the world. You want to make sure that you're writing professionally and that you're not sharing any information that is classified or should not be shared. So we can start typing. Blogging is great. Okay, and you could keep going on. You could talk about how it can be used to help others, your colleagues, or how it can be used to share with parents or students. You could go on to say a bunch of different stuff. Whatever your topic is, that's what you can put in there. On the right hand side for each post, you can also give them labels. These are ways to kind of organize your thinking or organize your posts. So if you had some that were specifically kind of like what I said for pages earlier, where you've got a bunch that are for tech, or there's some that are for classroom management, or whatever it might be. These are different ways to kind of sort your posts. You've got schedule, so if you want to set it for a specific time, then you can do that there. Permalink, this is the link you could get and use to always get directly to this post. You can also go to your location, and then you've got other options here. So if you don't want people to be able to add comments, you can turn that off here specifically for this post, and other things that are in here for settings. You probably won't be using those settings a whole lot unless it's that reader comments one. Once you're done with your post, you can click on preview. This is going to show you what your post looks like. So this is my blog post right now. Blogging is great. If I had a bunch of other things on there, I could do that. If I had the comments turned off, this would turn off and you wouldn't see this. This is what a viewer would see with my website right now, my blog. Okay. When you're ready, if you're, get some text down but you've got to finish it up, you can save it for later by clicking on this. And then when you're ready to post it, you can click on publish, and then it goes out to the world and you can see it. If you want to see what your whole blog looks like, you can click on view blog here and you can see all the different stuff. If you had multiple blogs, they would show up one on top of another, and you can arrange things so that they're in different layouts if you'd like to, and change that up a little bit. I'll show you the layout that I have for mine. It's pretty similar. Just changed a few things around, so I have a featured post and different things. So I like this layout a little bit better, but you can customize yours for what you need. If you have any questions about Blogger, feel free to email me, Aaron_Tommen@sumnersd.org.